right. So are you ready to like dig into all of this stuff about motivation that you sent me? I mean, you've
Yeah.
got like articles and research, even like personal notes, and I think
Yeah.
we can really uncover some interesting stuff here about what drives us, you know, not just like the theory, but like in our real lives.
It's funny because with all the research and all the theories about motivation, it still feels like this big mystery we're trying to solve.
Yeah.
It's like what motivates one person might not do anything for someone else.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so excited for this deep dive
Yeah.
because we're not just like skimming the surface. We're really going to go deep
Yeah.
and understand these theories and how they like actually work in our own experiences. So
Exactly.
let's start by unpacking the definition of motivation.
Okay.
This Dr. Amita Chakladar in the motivation.pdf defines it as like a psychological force that like pushes us towards goals
Right?
or like satisfying our needs. But it's not just like a one-time burst of energy, is it?
No, not at all. It's
Uh,
way more complicated than that. It's more like a constantly shifting current, influenced by like our needs and desires and even stuff happening around us. It's
Yeah.
why sometimes we feel super productive and other days we just want to lay on the couch.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so motivation is not just this like thing we achieve. It's like an ongoing process.
Exactly.
And speaking of processes, let's talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay.
I mean, everyone's seen that pyramid, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's like how our needs progress, starting with the really basic stuff at the bottom,
Mm.
like food and shelter.
It's like building a house.
Yeah.
You need that solid foundation of basic needs or everything else is going to fall apart.
Right.
And once you have those basic needs met, then we can move up the pyramid and focus on things like safety and security.
Yeah.
And then, belonging and connecting with other people.
Yeah.
And then, like, feeling good about yourself and getting recognition.
Yeah. So if you're constantly like worried about your job,
Mm.
it's hard to focus on like being creative or personal growth. That's
Yeah.
like Maslow saying, hey, you got to like build a foundation before
Yeah.
you add on, a balcony or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Got to get the basics down first.
Yeah. And at the very top of this pyramid, what is that?
That's self-actualization.
Okay.
Like the holy grail of feeling totally fulfilled.
Right.
Where we like try to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
And Maslow believed that once all those lower level needs are met, the foundation,
Yeah.
then we can really focus on, becoming our best selves.
I see. I see.
And let me ask you, where would you say you are on the pyramid right now? Like what needs are most important for you right now?
Hmm. That's a really good question. I think for me, right now, I feel secure in my basic needs. Like I have food and shelter,
Okay.
and social connection is really important to me.
Yeah.
But I'm also like driven by this need to grow and achieve things.
Yeah.
To
Mhm.
constantly learn and push myself.
Okay.
And that actually brings us to Herzberg's two-factor theory, which actually separates what stops us from being dissatisfied and what truly motivates us.
Yeah, it's like a two-sided coin.
Okay.
On one side, we have those hygiene factors like your salary, job security,
Wow, right.
working conditions. Those are really important, but they only prevent you from being unhappy.
I see.
It's like with your car, you need oil and gas to keep it running,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make it fun to drive, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They're the essentials, but not the like exciting part.
Mhm.
So what's on the other side of the coin? What makes us want to like put the pedal to the metal?
That's where the motivators come in.
Okay.
These are things like challenging work recognition for doing a good job,
Okay.
opportunities to grow, and feeling like you have real responsibility.
So it's like feeling engaged and stimulated
Yeah,
and like you're actually making a difference.
exactly.
So a comfortable salary won't necessarily make you love your job,
Right.
but having the chance to learn new skills or like tackle a really tough project,
Mm-hmm.
that's what gets you excited. And I bet a lot of you listening can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
Think about your own work or even your hobbies. What are those like basic things you need and what are the things that make you go above and beyond?
It's a really important difference, and it shows how important it is to not just address those basic needs, but also create environments that really inspire people.
Absolutely.
But let's move on to another theory that you all might connect with.
Okay.
McClellan's achievement model,
Okay.
which focuses on three main motivators: achievement, affiliation, and power.
Now, before anyone freaks out about the word power,
Right.
let's talk about what that means.
Yeah.
Because when I hear power, I think of like a Bond villain trying to take over the world.
Right.
But I'm guessing McClellan meant something different.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. In this case, power is more about wanting to influence people and make a difference.
Okay.
And it can be used in really positive ways, like leading a team towards a goal or fighting for something you believe in.
I see.
Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey. She's definitely driven to achieve things, but she also uses her influence to help other people and make a positive impact.
So that's power demystified.
Yeah.
So what about achievement and affiliation? What are some examples of those?
Okay, so someone with high achievement motivation loves challenges.
Okay.
They love setting big goals and pushing themselves and, always trying to reach the next level.
Yeah.
Think about Elon Musk with his nonstop pursuit of innovation in space travel and electric cars.
Yeah.
He's a perfect example of someone driven by achievement.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, someone with high affiliation prioritizes relationships.
Okay.
And creating harmony, they do well in teams where collaboration is important.
Yeah.
Think about Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
His whole career was built on kindness and connecting with others.
That's so interesting how these motivators shape our personalities and even what careers we choose. I'm curious, for those of you listening, which of these motivators is strongest for you? Are you someone who loves tackling tough projects alone? Or do you thrive in a team environment?
Yeah, it's something to think about because it can really help you figure out what work environments and activities will make you happy.
Totally. And that leads us to a theory that's a little bit more complicated, but also super insightful: expectancy theory.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, I'm ready to level up my motivation knowledge.
Okay, so expectancy theory was developed by Victor Vroom,
Yeah.
and it's all about how we see the connection between our effort and the results we want.
Okay.
It suggests that we're motivated when we believe our effort leads to good performance, and then good performance leads to rewards. And those rewards are things we actually care about.
This is like a three-part equation.
Right.
Effort plus performance plus valued reward equals motivation.
Exactly.
If any part of that equation is missing, our motivation goes down.
Exactly. If someone feels like no matter how hard they work, they won't get promoted because the system is unfair,
Yeah.
their motivation is going to disappear.
Right.
It's all about believing that our efforts will actually lead to something good.
Yeah, I see.
And this is where things get really interesting for organizations, leaders, and even ourselves.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Good.
How do we actually use expectancy theory to create places that are more motivating?
Well, it shows us that it's important to set clear expectations,
Okay.
create reward systems that are fair,
Yeah.
and recognize when people do good work,
Mm-hmm.
people need to see a direct link between what they do and the results they want.
So it's not just about offering a reward.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that reward is achievable
Yes.
and something people actually want.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And this brings us to a really important difference that people often forget about,
Okay.
the difference between financial and non-financial incentives.
This is an important one.
It is. Financial incentives like raises and bonuses are obviously important, especially for meeting those basic needs that Maslow talked about.
Right.
But they don't always make people feel truly satisfied or engaged.
It's like, yeah, getting a raise is great.
Yeah.
But if you're stuck in a job you hate, that extra money might not be enough to keep you motivated for very long.
Exactly. So what are some examples of those non-financial incentives that really make a difference?
Yeah, what are those?
Non-financial incentives are all about tapping into our internal motivations, things like getting praise and recognition,
Right.
opportunities for growth and development,
Yeah.
being involved in decision-making,
Mm-hmm.
and feeling like your work has a purpose.
So it's about feeling valued and challenged.
Exactly.
And like you're actually contributing something
Mm-hmm.
beyond just getting a paycheck.
Yes, and I bet a lot of you listening know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I bet.
Think about a time when you felt really motivated at work. Was it just because of a bonus, or were there other things involved?
It's often those less tangible things that really push us to do our best.
Absolutely. But let's switch gears for a second and talk about how to build motivation into the way work is structured.
Okay.
Our source material mentions two main strategies:
Okay.
job enrichment and job enlargement.
So job enrichment is like adding extra toppings to your ice cream sundae,
Okay.
making work more enjoyable and satisfying.
I like that analogy.
But what does that actually look like in real life?
It's sometimes called vertical loading because it involves giving employees more responsibility, more
Got it.
freedom to make decisions, and more opportunities to grow.
Yeah.
It's about letting them make decisions, tackle tough challenges, and learn new skills.
Okay.
Imagine you're a graphic designer who's been stuck making simple social media graphics. Job enrichment might be giving you the chance to lead a branding project for a new product,
Okay.
where you get to use your creativity and strategic thinking.
I see. So instead of doing the same boring tasks every day,
Yeah,
you get the chance to expand your skills and take ownership of bigger projects.
exactly. And what about job enlargement? How does
Yeah.
that fit in?
Yeah, how does that work?
Job enlargement is also known as horizontal loading,
Okay.
and it means making a job bigger by adding more tasks that are at a similar level of difficulty. It's about doing more different things, not necessarily harder things.
Okay.
Imagine that same graphic designer job enlargement might be having them design email newsletters or website banners
Oh, I see.
on top of the social media graphics.
So it's like adding more variety to their work,
Exactly.
expanding their skills,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same level. You know,
Mhm.
this whole conversation makes me wonder,
Yeah.
what about those situations where you need to motivate someone really quickly?
Okay.
Like when there's a deadline or a really tough challenge, are there any go-to strategies that work well in those moments?
That's a great question, and I think it shows how dynamic motivation is.
Yeah.
While there's no magic formula, there are a few strategies that can be really helpful.
Okay, I'm all ears.
One powerful technique is to connect the task to a bigger goal or purpose,
Okay.
reminding someone why their work matters,
Yeah.
how it helps the team succeed, or how it connects to their own values.
Mm.
That can really re-energize them. It's about shifting the focus from the immediate task to the bigger picture.
So instead of just saying, hey, can you finish this report by tomorrow?
Right.
You might say, this report is crucial for our product launch.
Exactly.
Your insights will directly impact its success.
Yes, it's about tapping into that sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And showing them how their work contributes to something meaningful.
I like that another strategy is to break down big, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Exactly. It's like that old saying, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Sometimes just seeing a huge amount of work can be paralyzing,
Right.
but breaking it down into smaller steps makes it feel less scary.
Yeah, it's so true. And sometimes simply acknowledging someone's effort
Yes.
and telling them you appreciate their hard work
Mm-hmm.
can make a huge difference.
It really can.
It's amazing how a little recognition and gratitude can go such a long way.
Yeah.
We all want to feel appreciated, and knowing that our efforts are seen and valued can be really motivating.
Absolutely. But here's the thing, and it's important to remember, motivation isn't always about external factors like rewards or pressure.
Right.
Sometimes it's about tapping into something deeper, something that comes from within.
Yeah.
And that brings us to a really important difference.
Okay.
That our source material briefly mentions the difference between motivation and inspiration.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like those terms are used interchangeably a lot,
Right.
but I have a feeling there's a subtle but important difference between them.
You're totally right. Motivation, as we've been talking about,
Yeah?
is often driven by things outside of us,
Yeah.
like rewards, punishments, or pressure to achieve certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But inspiration is more internal.
Okay.
It's about feeling drawn to something,
Yeah.
like ignited by a sense of purpose or passion,
Okay.
or a connection to something bigger than ourselves.
So it's like motivation is being pushed or pulled in a certain direction by outside forces.
Yeah.
And inspiration is like a fire that's lit from within.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
And our source material says something else that's interesting.
What's that?
It says motivation is often short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
It only lasts as long as the reward or pressure is there.
Right.
But inspiration is more lasting.
Yes.
It can keep us going through tough times because it comes from something deeper and more meaningful.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see the difference now.
Yeah.
It explains why some people can stay motivated for years, even decades,
Yeah.
pursuing their passions with like unwavering dedication,
Mm-hmm.
while others struggle to stay engaged even when there are clear rewards.
Exactly. And this brings us to a really important question for anyone who wants to understand and use the power of motivation.
Okay, what's that?
How can we cultivate more inspiration in our lives? How can we tap into those passions and values that fuel lasting motivation?
Ooh, those are the big questions.
They are.
And I think they're the perfect way to transition into the next part of our deep dive.
All right, let's do it.
So take a deep breath, grab your favorite drink, and get ready to explore the fascinating world of inspiration. We'll be right back to unpack it all. Okay, so we're back and ready to really explore inspiration. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super energized after that last discussion.
Me too. It's really exciting stuff.
Yeah, we talked about so much from Maslow's pyramid to those quick tips for getting motivated.
Yeah.
But now I'm really curious about like how we create more of that inspiration that comes from within. That fire in the belly kind of feeling.
It is a fascinating thing to explore, and I think it's where we can find some truly amazing insights.
Yeah.
Remember that table we looked at before?
Yeah.
The one comparing motivation and inspiration?
Yeah.
It basically said that motivation comes from outside us. It doesn't last very long and can be a little bit selfish.
Right.
But inspiration comes from inside us, lasts longer, and is usually about something bigger than just ourselves.
That table really got me thinking.
Yeah.
So if we want more inspiration, it seems like we need to focus on our own values, passions, and that sense of purpose that really makes us tick.
Exact.
But honestly, it all seems kind of abstract. Like, how do we actually do that? Where do we even start?
Well, a good place to start is to just spend some time thinking about yourself.
Okay.
It's like going on a retreat, but instead of going out into nature,
Yeah,
you're exploring your own thoughts and feelings.
I like that. So what questions should we ask ourselves on this inner journey?
Start with the basics, like what truly matters to you? What are you passionate about? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? It's about figuring out those core values that guide you, even when you don't realize it.
It's like checking your internal compass,
Yeah,
figuring out which direction feels right for you.
exactly. And once you have a better understanding of your values and passions, you can start making choices that fit with them.
So if someone is passionate about, like, animal welfare,
Right.
they might choose to volunteer at an animal shelter or donate to animal rights organizations,
Exactly.
or even think about a career where they can help animals.
Yeah, it's about making those passions a part of your life.
Yeah.
Finding ways to express them through your work, your relationships, even just your daily choices.
It's about living by those values.
Yes.
Not just thinking about them once in a while. And, when we start living in line with our values and passions,
Yeah.
something amazing happens.
What's that?
We tap into this energy and motivation that we didn't even know we had.
Yeah.
It's not about forcing ourselves to do things we don't like anymore.
Right.
It's about feeling drawn to the things that really matter to us.
I agree.
I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
When I think about the times I've felt most alive and energized,
Yeah.
it's always been when I was working on things that connected with my core values, like writing a story about a social issue I cared about,
Okay.
or volunteering for a cause that felt really meaningful.
Those are perfect examples.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about inspiration. It's not about rewards or pressure. It's about connecting with something that resonates deep inside us.
Totally. It's about feeling like we're being true to ourselves
Exactly.
and contributing to something bigger than just ourselves.
Right. So we've talked about reflecting on our values
Yeah.
and making sure our actions line up with them.
Yeah.
But what about those times when we feel lost or uninspired?
Okay. Yeah.
Are there any practical things we can do to jumpstart that feeling of inspiration?
I like that we're there.
Absolutely. One of the most powerful things we can do is to look for sources of inspiration around us.
Oh.
It's like making a collection of things that inspire you.
I love that visual.
Yeah.
So what kind of art should we be putting in this collection?
It's all about finding what speaks to you.
Okay.
It could be reading books or articles that inspire you,
Yeah.
listening to uplifting podcasts or music, spending time in nature,
Yeah.
connecting with people who are passionate about things that matter to you,
Yeah.
or even just taking some time to quietly think and reflect.
It's about surrounding yourself with things that lift you up and give you energy.
Exactly. Creating an environment that feeds your soul and sparks your creativity.
And sometimes inspiration can come from the most unexpected places,
That's true.
like a conversation with a stranger,
Yeah.
or seeing a piece of art,
Mm-hmm.
or even just a quiet moment in nature.
Right. It's like those moments when the universe sends you a message of inspiration exactly when you need it.
The key is to be open to those moments,
Yes.
to be curious and let ourselves be touched by the beauty and inspiration that's all around us.
I love that.
This is so empowering. It's like we're not just stuck with whatever life throws at us.
Right.
We have the power to create our own inspiration.
Exactly. But here's a question that I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Our source material mostly focused on motivation at work.
Yeah.
But how do all these ideas about inspiration apply to other parts of our lives?
Yeah, like personal goals
Exactly.
or creative projects or even just getting through a tough day.
That's a great question. And the answer is that these principles work everywhere.
Right.
Whether we're talking about meeting a deadline at work,
Yeah.
training for a marathon,
Yeah.
writing a book, or even just finding the energy to do the dishes.
Yeah.
The same things that create inspiration at work can be used in any part of our lives.
Okay, I'm ready for a crash course in applying inspiration to real life.
Yeah.
Give me some examples.
Okay, so one key takeaway is to set clear and meaningful goals.
Okay.
Just like at work, having a specific idea of what we're working towards gives us direction and focus.
Yeah.
Instead of vaguely saying, I want to be healthier,
Right.
you might set a specific goal, like I want to run a 5K in 3 months, or I want to cook 3 healthy meals at home each week.
That's a good point. Being specific is really important.
Yes, it's like having a map instead of wandering around aimlessly.
Yeah, totally. And remember what we learned about expectancy theory.
Mm,
Having a clear goal and believing that you can achieve it is a powerful motivator.
it is. And don't forget about creating a supportive environment for yourself.
So just like a positive work environment can help people feel motivated,
Right.
surrounding ourselves with supportive friends, family, or even online communities can give us that extra boost of encouragement
Yes.
and help us stay accountable.
It's like having a cheering section for your personal goals.
Yeah.
A group of people who believe in you and are there to celebrate your wins
Yeah.
and offer support when you stumble. And speaking of wins, don't forget to celebrate those small victories along the way.
Yes. It's so easy to get caught up in the big picture and forget to acknowledge our progress.
Yeah,
But those small wins are what keep us going.
exactly.
Whether it's finishing a chapter you've been struggling with,
Yeah.
reaching a new personal best at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
or just making it through a really tough day, take a moment to recognize your effort and celebrate those small but important victories.
Those small wins are like fuel for inspiration.
Yeah.
They remind us that we're moving forward, that we're capable of achieving our goals, and that we're on the right track. This is all making so much sense.
It is, but there's one thing I'm still wondering about.
Okay, what's that?
We've talked a lot about setting goals and living by our values.
Yeah.
But what about those times when we just feel completely uninspired,
Right.
like our creative well has run dry?
Okay.
Are there any strategies for dealing with those creative blocks and getting that spark back?
That's a great question, and it's something we all experience sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like our creative batteries need recharging.
Okay, so how do we recharge those batteries and get our creativity flowing again?
Well, one of the best things you can do is to just step away from whatever you're working on
Okay.
and do something you enjoy that relaxes you.
So it's like giving your mind a break,
Exactly.
letting it wander and explore without any pressure.
Sometimes the best ideas come when we're not trying too hard.
That's so true. It's about creating space for inspiration to come to us.
Yes, and sometimes the best way to do that is to just shift our focus and do things that make us happy and let our minds wander.
This reminds me of something we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Seeking out sources of inspiration in the world around us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that means going for a walk in nature,
Okay.
listening to inspiring music,
Yeah.
or just having a good conversation with a friend.
It's about exposing ourselves to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences
Yeah,
that can spark our creativity and reignite our passion.
exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes the best way to overcome a creative block is to just start creating,
Yeah.
even if it feels messy or imperfect.
Right. It's about giving ourselves permission to experiment, to play, and to explore without judgment.
It's about trusting the creative process and knowing that even those times when we don't feel productive can actually be valuable steps towards inspiration.
Exactly. And sometimes the most powerful inspiration comes from connecting with other people who share our passions.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
But if you want to go far, go together. Being around people who are like us.
Yeah.
Can give us support, encouragement, and a shared sense of purpose
Mhm.
that can really fuel our inspiration and help us achieve things we never thought possible.
Absolutely. And I think that brings us to a really important point about inspiration.
Okay. What's that?
It's not just something we create for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's something we can share with others.
It's like that ripple effect.
Yeah.
One person's inspiration can create a wave of positive energy that spreads out and touches so many other people.
Exactly. But before we dive into how contagious inspiration can be,
Okay.
let's take a quick break to let all of this sink in.
That's good.
We'll be back in a minute to wrap things up and explore how we can all become sources of inspiration in the world.
All right, we're back. And I am so inspired after that last conversation. It's like we planted these seeds of motivation and now we're watching them grow. But before we finish this deep dive into motivation, there's one more thing from the motivation.pdf that we need to talk about: job enlargement.
Yeah, job enlargement, it's often presented as a way to make people happier at work.
Yeah. But honestly, it can be kind of a mixed bag.
Okay, remind me, what exactly is job enlargement again? And how is it different from job enrichment, which we talked about earlier?
So job enlargement is sometimes called horizontal loading,
Okay.
and it basically means giving someone a wider range of tasks to do, but at the same level of difficulty.
Okay.
So instead of giving them more challenging tasks or more responsibility, you're just giving them more to do within their current role.
So if job enrichment is like leveling up in a video game,
Yeah.
job enlargement is more like exploring a bigger area on the same level.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. The idea is that by giving someone more variety in their tasks,
Yeah.
you can reduce boredom and monotony, especially in jobs that involve a lot of repetition.
Right.
Like, imagine a data entry clerk who's been typing in the same information all day.
Okay. Yeah.
Job enlargement might be having them handle customer inquiries or process invoices, tasks that are different but use similar skills.
I can see how that could make things less boring and maybe even let someone experience different parts of the business.
Right.
But you said it's a mixed bag. What are some of the downsides?
Well, one concern is that if you just keep adding more tasks to someone's workload,
Yeah.
it can lead to them feeling overwhelmed and burned out, especially if it's not done carefully.
Right.
If the new tasks aren't interesting or meaningful, or if they don't align with the person's skills and interests,
Yeah.
it can actually make them less motivated.
Like being told to eat more of a food you don't like.
Exactly. Just giving someone more work for the sake of more work doesn't necessarily make them happier or more satisfied.
Totally. Another potential problem is that job enlargement can sometimes feel like a way to get more out of employees without actually giving them opportunities to grow or more money.
Right.
It can be seen as a way to increase efficiency without really thinking about the needs and goals of the individual.
Exactly. So it's really important to be mindful and considerate when implementing job enlargement.
It sounds like so to sum it all up, it really comes down to creating a work environment where people feel challenged, engaged, and appreciated,
Absolutely.
whether that's giving them more responsibility, helping them learn new skills, or just giving them more variety in their day-to-day tasks.
Yeah,
The goal should be to create a work experience that's both motivating and fulfilling.
I agree. This has been such an amazing deep dive.
It really has.
We started with those fundamental theories like Maslow's hierarchy of needs and Hertzberg's two-factor theory.
Right.
And we've explored so many practical ways to increase both motivation and inspiration.
We even talked about those quick tips for boosting motivation,
Yes.
like connecting tasks to a bigger purpose
Yeah.
and celebrating small wins.
Right.
Things you can use in any part of your life, not just at work.
Absolutely. And we discovered that important difference between motivation, that external push or pull,
Yeah.
and inspiration, that internal fire that burns bright when we connect with our values and passions.
And we explored how to cultivate inspiration by thinking about our values, seeking out inspiration in the world around us,
Mm-hmm.
and building supportive communities.
It's been a whirlwind of insights, and I feel like I have a whole new set of tools for understanding what drives me and the people around me.
That's great to hear. The journey of understanding. Motivation never really ends. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and more ways to grow.
And a huge thank you to you, our listener, for joining us on this incredible deep dive. This whole episode was created just for you based on the amazing sources you shared. If you enjoyed this and have other questions or topics you'd like us to explore, please send them our way. We're always excited to dive into new areas of knowledge and uncover those valuable insights that can help us all live more fulfilling and motivated lives. Until next time, keep those motivation engines running and never stop exploring.